Hello guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Hey, I've got a special message for you. If you're a little bit older and you're confused by all the training and eating information that you need to take your fitness to the next level. If you're confused, you're not alone. I talk to at least a dozen men who are a little bit older with busy, productive lives, who are passionate about their fitness. They're dedicated to doing the training and eating. They're looking all over YouTube, all over social media for the answers. And many of these men, and if this is you, you're successful in your business and your family, and you just can't figure out why all of this training and eating information, why it's so confusing, why it seems to be so conflicting from all the different fitness experts and all the channels. You just want the information and you're willing to do the work. Well, again, I talk to so many men in our same position. Again, here I am, I'm almost 57 years old. I've been doing this for 30 years, and I talk to a lot of men in this phase of life. We look at life a lot differently at this stage. We got more things to balance than maybe we did in our 20s and maybe 30s when either we didn't do anything when it came to our fitness. That wasn't the place we were in. We took care of our family and our business. Or we were really into fitness. We did whatever it took. We spent 6 days a week in the gym, a couple hours a day, and we're happy to do that. But we're just not at that phase right now. I see the world, I look for the strategies from the same perspective as you. I don't look at it the same way I did when I was a 6-time national champion drug-free bodybuilder. And I just want to take the time to do this video and not explaining training strategies or eating strategies or showing me execute the exercise or anything like that, because this is the #1 challenge. If you're going to make it, if you're going to crack the code, figure out the pattern on how to get all this information, apply it to your life, this is the #1 challenge for men who are a little bit older. And again, I just want to share my insight because not only am I in your position, I've got the 30 years experience helping out so many men, and I talk to specifically just older men. That's all I do is talk to older men in your position, on our position, all week long. All right, so the biggest, I just want to give you some insight if you're in that position, if you're frustrated, all right, because this is the foundation to everything you do. If what you do, you're enjoying the process, you're constantly frustrated when you look in the mirror, whether you change from training routine to training routine, diet to diet, or maybe you don't even pay attention to your diet because you're so confused. I'll tell you, if you don't get this right, if you don't understand this information, how it's processed, it's just going to be a miserable journey for you. Either going to be settling for a physique that could be a lot better, or you're just going to quit. Right? Maybe you've been tempted to do that. All right. So I want to just share my perspective talking to so many men. The #1 thing that I see is that when you're dedicated and go on, you look all over YouTube, the vast majority of the information is, it will work. It will work for you if you're willing to allocate the willpower, focus, energy, and time of very passionate fitness experts. And it's mostly the younger fitness experts. That's where you're getting your information. Older guys like me, you don't hear a lot of information. They're not doing this. And they certainly don't have 30 years of perspective and experience. So just coming from your frame of mind, you know what it's like when you're in your 20s or 30s. It isn't the same mindset, right? So they apply that passion, that dedication to their fitness, and they're explaining the training strategies from that perspective, right? That doesn't fit your lifestyle. And so if they're willing to do the extra mile, put the extra focus to maybe the other fitness experts, if you don't do that, because they're certain if you were to follow all those things, you would get the results that you want, right? Because they know from personal experience, just look at how great they look, right? And then when you don't do those things, or you say you can't do those things because of your busy life, family and business, that a lot of times the younger fitness experts, they're not in the middle of, they're not experiencing, they can't empathize with your perspective. They just see you as being lazy. Not committed, willing to do the work. And if you would just do what they say, and the chances are great, if you were just to do what they say, you would get those results, but you just can't do it. And so a lot of older men, again, with the busy, productive lives, what they're doing is they're picking and choosing what they'll follow, and it just doesn't work. I mean, I talk about it all the time on this channel, the 80-20 rule. right? There's 100 things from training strategies, from basic things like you got to show up at the gym consistently, progressively overload the muscle, something that is a rock solid foundation that you must do, right? Eat consistently, certain amount of nutrients, calories, right, to support your efforts. Rock solid fundamentals that you do. That's mixed up with just next level strategy by a finisher move, right, that may help you maybe 0.5%, but it's all mixed up. You're getting all of these strategies, 100 of them, and if you understand the 80-20 rule, there's only 20 of them that make the biggest difference. Right, it'll take care of the rest of the 80%, but you're hearing all at 100 with the passion and zeal, and you're picking and choosing. And a lot of men, they've got the best intentions, they're not doing a great job of choosing the ones that really matter. Because when you find that those 20 that make the biggest difference, that must do, you cannot deviate, you can't leave them out. Then you just get better and better and better at those 20. And I'll tell you, for most men, that is enough. Right? It's the proper allocation of your willpower, focus, energy, and time, all right, to get the job done, look great at your age, and then go on to your busy, productive life. That's the challenge. Now, let me just tell you, a lot of times you'll go on to the fitness channels, and they tell you that the other fitness experts, they're wrong, they've got the wrong intentions, whatever it is. See, I don't see it that way. Being on this, and one of the biggest frustrations for me is there are so many fitness experts who just give black and white answers. How many sets to build muscle? 4. And then they'll back it up with, I don't know, science or whatever they say it is, whatever their compelling case is. Some are very influential, some aren't, but they'll just give you a black and white answer, and that's all over the internet. Now, before you assume that they're misleading you or they're not a fitness expert who has integrity, or they're just flat out wrong about it, they're boxed in because the pressure from you is to just give me a black and white answer. And there have been many times where I've explained, okay, you can't just get a black and white answer as far as just sets and reps or whatever it is. It's situational. It's how much you give. If you're watching this YouTube channel, you're probably a person who's more intense in your life, and that carries over to the gym. You're going to get more out of what you do just by the type of person to show up and watch this special YouTube channel for older men with busy lives than maybe someone who isn't quite committed, and maybe they're younger and they're going through certain stages of life. So what I outline for you, you'll get more out of it just because of that mindset as someone else, right? But I can't give them the same black and white answer, 4 sets or whatever the answer they want, all right? And that causes frustration. I just do a whole video explaining the different scenarios, and then someone will comment down below, I didn't get an answer. Is it 4? Is it 3? Is it whatever? And I just explained that. Right? It's very challenging for your fitness expert, whoever it may be, before you start judging him as not being knowledgeable, he has the wrong information. They're actually forced to give you a black and white answer. Right? Even though they may know, I don't know the fitness expert, but even though they know, it may or may not apply to you because there's so much pressure on them to give you a black and white answer, so whether they want to give you one or not. Again, that's my frustration. I think the information I provide is specifically designed, and it's situational. So if you're a thinking man and you understand what it takes for success in your business and your family, it's the nuance. That's what I want to provide, the nuance. But for some people, it's just black and white. Okay, do 3. That's what you want. You're so hell-bent on getting a black and white answer. Here's 3. And you got to understand, that's a lot of the information. The fitness expert may know that may not work for you. So when you try something else, or there's a different fitness expert who's more compelling, and you try that and say, now this guy has the right information, or this guy's giving me the wrong information. See, this is what you're dealing with if you're so frustrated and confused and you're bouncing around from YouTube channel to YouTube channel. Right? Here's the other thing that you need to understand is that if you're older and you're dedicated to your fitness, you're even 3 months into the process, 6 months into the process, let alone 10 or 15 years, most of the information won't apply to you. And let me explain that to you, is that there aren't very many 45-year-old, 55-year-old, 65 men who are dedicated like you. You spend at least 3 months just dedicated. You've already put yourself in the top 25% of men doing it. And now you're already in this select group. So there's now, as you get older, as you know, you can't maybe train as heavily. The recovery process is a little bit slower. You can't always do the things, nor do you want to do the things at this stage of life that you did when you were younger. So all of the information for you being dedicated, it's not going to apply to you. It's very general information, especially nutrition. So you're taking some nutrition strategies or philosophies, like, for example, oh, don't worry about counting your calories. Something like that's really important when you're older. If you're going to take it to the next level, you're going to go from that top 25% to get in the top 5 or 7%. That's for the general, that's for a 55-year-old man, a 40-year-old woman who's 50 pounds overweight who doesn't even pay attention to their eating or training. They're getting all these very general strategies just to get them going, because the chances are, if you don't make it really simple, they're not even going to last 3 weeks. They can even lose 10 pounds in those 3 weeks, but it stalls out in the 4th week and then they quit. So a lot of time you're taking in that general information that doesn't apply to you at your level. And then on the other end, you get the extreme, very detailed, very disciplined, very zealous training strategies from the expert. And that doesn't apply to you, because if you try to do that with your life, it's just not going to work. It's too much. You can't sustain it. All right, you're in this special sweet spot. And again, I talk to so many men, if this sounds like you, and you know you're smart and you're dedicated, and you just can't crack the code, can't figure out the pattern, and none of the information seems like it fits you, it confuses you, all right? There's a good reason for it. And as you know, you're a smart, dedicated man. You've been successful in other areas of life. And that's the information you're going to get on this channel, right? I'm going to try to keep it that way, even though what's the black and white answer? What's a black and white answer? I'm going to target this information to those men who are know success and know at the highest level. To go from the top 25% to the top 5 or 7%, it's going to be in the nuance, right? It's going to be special distinctions that need to be talked out. It's not just me grunting and lifting weights and saying do 5 or 4 or 2 minutes or whatever it is. It's in the nuance. You know, a man who makes $1 million a year, all right? He doesn't work 100 times harder than a man who makes $100,000 a year. It's not possible as far as time. It just doesn't work that way. He just knows different things. And I want to use my 30 years and my experience helping out men just like you on this channel. So remember that. Remember that as you're looking through all the information on the internet, why it doesn't seem to be a match, why you can't figure it out, why you're frustrated, right? That 80-20 rule, you're hearing all 100 and you don't know how to prioritize it for the 20 that really matter to you and your lifestyle. And it's tough for the fitness expert on the other side to even tell you there's no back and forth. That's why I spend so much time talking to men through my one-on-one coaching. And I also have a 12-week fitness transformation journey that's for older men. It's very labor-intensive, meaning it takes a lot of time. It would be so much easier for me if I just had a training program. And a lot of men just want that black and white. I mean, I wouldn't have to spend so much time going back and forth, building from where you are now to get you to that next level, rather than just arbitrarily starting from scratch with a lot of things that you know. It takes a lot of effort going back and forth, but that's what it takes for real change. And a lot of men who come to me for one-on-one coaching, I mean, they're in a position, they don't want to wait forever. Right, we can go back and forth, and I can talk about some of the things that are for the general population that they have confused, because that's not going to get to them to the next level, or that very, very specific information that is for the most passionate, most dedicated, and that doesn't apply to them either. They don't have to do that to reach their goals. Again, you're in that special sweet spot. I'm putting men right now, it's about ready to start here in a couple of weeks. Go to skiplacour.com/transformation. Watch a 10-minute video that I posted. It tells you all about this 12-week fitness transformation journey that I want to take you through if you're just ready. If you're in a position in your life, right, you don't want to wait around. You don't want to wait till you're 60 to get this down. You want to go through a process. Join my 12-week fitness transformation journey. Go to skiplacour.com/transformation. Fill out that questionnaire, and I'll reach out. Well, I'll reach out to you by text, and then we'll talk on the phone. We'll see if this is the right program for you. If everything I've talked about sounds like what you need at this stage of life, and you don't want to wait around, You want to go on this 12-week fitness transformation journey. When you're done, you'll know everything you need to know. It's just a matter of doing it, and you'll have that sense of control. All that confusion, frustration, overwhelm, looking all over the internet and what is a good match for you, that'll be gone when you go through this process of immersing yourself into this process for 12 weeks. Training, nutrition, mindset, how it applies to you, you'll have it all. Accountability to me, 3 one-on-one coaching sessions where we talk for an hour, we break it down over 3 weeks, and then we go on the 12-week journey. You've got my cell phone number, we're texting back and forth. You can call me all through it. When it's done, it's just going to be a matter of doing. That's a great place to be. You won't have all of this frustration. So these are just for the men in a position that just want to end this for frustration, confusion, and overwhelm. You know you're smart, you know you're dedicated, you've done it in other areas of life, and you want to just speed up the process so you have it with your health and your fitness. You've got to take care of it at this age. So thanks for listening to this special message from this perspective. If you're a little bit older, a busy, productive life, right, and you're confused and overwhelmed with all this fitness information, I hope that explains why a smart man like you is confused. You're not alone, and these are the common reasons why. Hey, make sure that you're on all of my social media platforms. I do a lot of live videos all throughout the internet, on my Periscope, Facebook. Don't always do a lot of my daily live videos here, and just because when a lot of men, they come onto YouTube, they're just looking for an answer. Where this is, we're actually communicating. And so the live videos I won't always put here on YouTube. So click those links down below. Make sure you're on all of my social media platforms. You'll find out if you love this journey, I'm doing something on some platform, some video, certainly some post all over the internet. And make sure you check the community section too of YouTube, right, where I have posts and articles in addition to the videos. So if this is the time in your life where you finally want to take control of your health and fitness, this is going to be the YouTube channel for you. All right, make sure you're on all of my platforms too. Also make sure you're subscribed. All right, thanks for joining me today. I hope that alleviates some of the angst that you may be feeling, that frustration and confusion, why a smart man like you is having such a challenge getting the information, training, nutrition to take your body to the next level now that you're ready to do it.